Before I begin, I'd just like to apologize for the fact that I forgot about this assignment until I got home, so it won't be a super interesting video. This class has been valuable in ways that I didn't anticipate when I sat down on the very first day. It's forced me to think about music in a variety of different ways in terms of inclusivity, different methods of making music, and how non musicians interact with music. The podcast assignment was, I think, the most valuable for me. Because of this assignment, I realized that even though music isn't what they're pursuing or what they're passionate about, non musicians interact with music just as frequently as I do. And to some, it's just as important to them as it is to me. This was an important lesson for me because as a music student, I think it's easy to fall into something of an elitist attitude where you come to believe that to non majors, music isn't very important and they only interact with it in passing when this couldn't be farther from the truth. The podcast assignment opened my eyes to this, and I'm very happy about that. With the leadership project, I learned a lot of things. In the beginning, there was a lot of miscommunication within my group. We quickly had to change the way we were working on the project so we could get it done as quickly and as effectively as possible. Through this project, and because of that, I was able to learn a lot about communication. Another thing I learned about was that although it was a pain to put the project together, the experience of watching people play with it and have fun with our Makey Makey project made the whole experience worth it. It's something I'm excited to bring with me to camp this summer, as I'm fairly confident in saying that the campers will enjoy playing with the Makey Makey a great deal. The DAW projects opened my eyes to a new form of music making. It's one that I don't think I'll ever just sit down and open up on my own, but the ability is there if I ever need to use GarageBand, when before this class I would have had no idea what I was doing. In general, this class showed me that there are a whole host of options in terms of what I can use to make music digitally. Although I don't know that I'll use them seriously for a while, I can see the great potential that some of them have in a classroom setting, and I can see myself working hard to somehow fit them into the curriculum. There are also things that are just generally fun to play around with in your spare time if you want to interact with music but don't want to deal with an instrument. Being a digital scholar was very interesting to me, especially in the beginning. In my very first comment, the author of the reading responded to my post and we had a bit of a back and forth. It was an interesting conversation, but I do remember feeling frustrated as the author had misinterpreted my original comment and came at me as though I was completely disagreeing and against what they had written about. This experience did show me, however, that you have to be very, very careful about how you go about wording things, otherwise it can be easily misconstrued or your own words can be used against you, which is what happened to me. I still haven't decided how I feel about using Twitter as a platform for these assignments, but it was definitely interesting and it made me think about being concise with my writing a lot more than normal, which was incredibly frustrating, but important for me to do because I tend to just keep going with my words. Overall, though, this class has helped me as a musician, but also as a person, and I really think I've learned a lot.